Hello, fellow Reds, and welcome to the very first match review from Red, Ben, and Charlie. My name is Spencer. I'm from Greater Manchester. Been a Manchester United fan for over 30 years, and just thought we'd do some talking about the thing we love most, Manchester United. And I'm joined here by Charlie. Over to you, Charlie.
Hi everyone, I'm Charlie. I've been a United fan for 30 something years. Living in Edinburgh, got a season ticket. I had a season ticket for 15 years or something like that. Don't get to go quite as much at the moment because I've got a little baby, but I've done that. Watch every single game. And yeah, looking forward to sharing our amazing insights.
Love it, love it. We're a little bit nervous because it's our very first one, but we always go to games, chat about games, WhatsApp all the time. So we thought, you know what? Why not jump on a video call and have a bit of a chat about it? We don't get a chance to see each other that much, unfortunately, at the moment. So it's great that we can do this and talk about all things Man United. So we wanted to start on a high with a great win at Fulham. So let's start with that result. Jazz, what do you think?
First thing, I think we should say 10 or 15-year contract for Carrick.
Straight away.
Straight in. No, I'm
Straight
joking.
in.
It was obviously I thought it was going to be a very comfortable victory, like looking good, like not as controlled and as exciting as the City game. But obviously, we have to make it exciting and amazing to see the United way and get that last minute winner for Big Ben. Um, so yeah, it was again just happy to see us win and win a few in a row, which is yeah amazing.
Yeah, three in a row. Obviously, we're starting this at the end of that, which is a shame. We should have done it before the Arsenal game and the City game as well. But yeah, I just thought cool, calm Carrick really. Just I think, a bit of a tricky first 15 minutes, a bit cagey. But then after that, we looked really good, like just really composed, playing the ball around nicely. Fulham are a decent side, but I thought we had a lot really, and it felt comfortable until obviously it got a bit crazy, and then to be able to get the winner at the end, just old United. I think during the game I shouted, Carrick, show us some of that old United before the end, and then yeah, Big Ben strikes. So it was amazing to see. And before we get into some of the details, maybe just going back when you were looking at the lineup, what did you kind of think of that?
I understood it in the sense that why change a winning formula, particularly when you've been so successful in the last couple of games. Obviously, you had to make the change with Cunha and Dorgu, so that was the obvious one. Partly thought Šeško should come in, but and then I was potentially thinking you'd drop Ahmad and then have Brian on the right and Cunha on the left and then Šeško up top. But obviously, Carrick knows a little bit more than me because he did pretty well. Ahmad played great, I thought. So yeah, I was not shocked by the selection. I thought you might mix it up, but he didn't. And like I said, why would you when you're doing so well and winning and beating the best, well, top two teams in the league? So yeah, it made sense when I saw the lineup. But yeah, I just love Ben Šeško, so I just wanted to see him start. But obviously he came on to get the winner anyway, so yeah, I was happy.
Same. I thought it was going to be one for Sesko as well, but Carrick's just got the plan, hasn't he, to bring him on as well. I was absolutely gutted for Dorgu, obviously picking up that injury because he's been absolutely flying. So Cunha was the obvious one, as you say, and I think we're both Mazraoui fans, aren't we? So I kind of a little bit of
Yeah,
it was wondering, was it time to bring in Mazraoui? I don't know why. Dalot, he does so much for us, and he's a fantastic red. But I just think quality-wise, compared to Mazraoui, yeah, I thought maybe, and I think over time that could happen, and in him
yeah.
kind of replacing Dallo,
I thought he looked
but
good when
can't
he came
fault him
on as
really.
well.
Yeah,
Mazraoui
he did.
just looks
He did.
controlled and
Yeah,
not just kind of
and some fabulous new hair as well.
he's been to Turkey. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he definitely did.
same place as you, or
Same place as me.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's for some greys as well, which is brilliant. Cool. Yeah. So amazing result, three in a row, fabulous. In terms of kind of the main moments as well. So I guess the first one that I picked up on was the penalty given and then overruled. What do you think about that?
I think it was the right decision. Um, so no real complaints. Obviously, as a United fan, you complain anyway because you should have been pen. But obviously,
Yeah.
I don't think it was. By the law, I was more annoyed at the Mbeumo one a bit later. Thought that
Yeah.
was a pen, but obviously we got the goal from it set piece again. I think we're second behind Arsenal, I thought. most set piece goals.
I know.
I think I saw as well that I think Bruno's now assisted Casemiro for 7 goals since spinning. So they've obviously got a great relationship, and obviously Bruno's incredible, and Casemiro seems to have got even better since he announced he's leaving. Uh, so yeah,
Yeah.
obviously simple goal. It was very odd. It's like they were the only two people paying attention. And we got the goal, but I think um, Maguire was behind Casemiro as well, ready to get a slab in on it as well. So if Casemiro missed it, so yeah, it was a simple goal, like, but
I
they're the
feel
ones
like
that kind of keep you ticking over.
I feel like we've not done that for ages though, where we've kind of missed out on a penalty and then immediately struck. Like it was okay, we didn't get the penalty. In terms of the pen, I feel like he was all over him into the box, but then yeah, obviously in the box we
Yeah,
clearly got the ball. So even though as much as I wanted the pen, it definitely wasn't. But then yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah,
Bruno just to kind of straight away put a beautiful set piece up, and for Cass to be there, like what a header. I feel like since he's announced what he's announced as well, he's just playing with freedom and like a smile as well,
yeah,
which is
yeah. And
really
you see his
big.
celebrations at the end of the game and with Carrick
Yeah,
and everyone, he absolutely loves it.
yeah.
You can see he loves United. It's just a shame he doesn't love us enough to take a massive pay cut and stay a couple more years. But he's probably off decided to make fucking 500 grand a week or something like that. So
But it'd be quite nice as well for him to maybe leave on a high, instead of actually just
yeah,
we've had
true.
in the past where it kind of, leave was with him was us wanting more, and he's been such
Instead
a
of hanging
in his
around.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then being like, well, I think it's time for Cass to go. It'd be nice,
yeah,
get one more big end of season out of him and then say, thanks for everything. But
yeah.
yeah, to have
It's like Lindelof's day for just those seven too many last seasons, wasn't it?
yeah.
It's just a few too many.
Easy, really. All of them. All of them. And
Yeah.
he's doing all right at Villa. Decent signing for Villa, I reckon.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. Just not our level.
And then I mentioned it at the start, but then I thought just generally the first kind of 15, 20 minutes from us was pretty cagey. I was a bit like unsure of how it was going to go. But then after that, great. What did you think?
I don't know if you thought for the second goal, like I was imagining that attack when Amarim was still in charge, and I was
Yeah,
like almost shouting like, come on, quick, quick, quick," like also because we didn't. But then like the counter attack happened, and we kept the ball for like another I don't know minute or two. Then we scored,
yeah,
and it was like built up obviously over time, but it still was all part of that same attack. And I think with Amarim in previous kind of styles, we would just gone gung ho, I know, whipped the ball in when we got to the byline. But instead we kept that control, and I think that's what I really liked about that goal was like it showed we can kind of score not just on a counter attack,
yeah.
even though it started with a counter attack, but it actually was a controlled piece of work in the end, and that's what I really liked about that goal. And obviously it's unbelievable, like pass and finish from pass from Casemiro and finish from Cunha, but I think the actual total build up was probably about 2-3 minutes long.
Yeah.
Was really that was the most impressive thing about it, I think.
Yeah, same. It was just we looked like we knew it was coming and knew what to do. And I think it was we were moving it, manipulating the ball, which I thought just as a theme really throughout this as well, just how we were kind of interchanging with Kobbie and Bruno was just brilliant. We'd have a go, the ball would come back out, but then we'd look like, okay, we're going to go back again. So we'd move it around, but not really obvious and not really simple and easy to kind of, defend
Yeah, it wasn't
against.
just
It
passing
was
across
clever.
back and forth
Yeah.
like we've done in the past where you get it to Shaw then turns back and then passes back again. It was a lot more intricate. And like with Kobbie on the turn and finding
Yeah.
Bruno in those pockets, which him and Casemiro kept finding him. I think it was very different. But like you said, if you look at it on the surface, it looks like it's the same sort of stuff, but it's much better
I'm
than
trying
what we
very
can
hard
see.
not to get excited, but it was almost as if it had been created by a central midfield maestro in
Yeah,
Michael Carrick. It
yeah,
just felt like
yeah,
that, to be fair. Just moving the ball, moving the opponent around, just what we were used to in terms of you'd watch games and for most of it you just think, right, we're just going to be pass, 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 move, 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 and the goals come in. And yeah, to in the second half for me, that's kind of how it felt. It felt like really
yeah, yeah,
nice. And that goal and that no look pass as well, fully
yeah.
looking away straight
Ridiculous.
through. And I
And the
actually,
finish as well.
yeah, I was actually thinking, and I'm trying to get my head around this because I absolutely love Cunha as a player and just how much he seems to be loving being at United. But I actually put a little question mark in my little notes to be like, Cunha, can he do more? But I think he's going to be that kind of player because when he in the game, he doesn't always do a lot of obvious stuff in terms of him dominating stuff or running like Ahmad does or controlling it like Bruno does. But then a moment like that comes to him, and what a finish!
Yeah, I think he does that, and then also when you need him to do stuff, he does it. Like at the end of let's see, when Amma was in charge, at the end of the Liverpool game, the end of the City and the Arsenal games, the way he holds the ball up and runs with the ball and draws in fouls. I think when he has to do the tactical stuff or the direct stuff, he steps up and does that. And I think that's, like you said, he can be a bit on the periphery, but then he'll pop up and score a worldie. But then when you need him to do some dog work and stuff, he does do it. But yeah, he's not outwardly always doing the same. You not like you said, like Ahmad, he's just constantly kind of running at his left backs and right backs. But I
Yeah,
think Cunha kind of just is a bit more. I think he's given a bit more of a free role anyway by Carrick, just to kind of move around a little bit more,
fair.
rather than just stay on that left. Because the goal was from on the right, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
So yeah, I think he was allowed to drift around a bit, which I think is obviously bad for defenders, and I think he likes that and it kind of suits him. Um, so yeah, I think if you look at him as a player, like, oh, he's not delivering enough, but I think if you see him pop up and do these things, then you accept that because it's not like he doesn't defend; he does defend as well. So I think you can accept that.
and mate, if he keeps doing that, he can do whatever he wants for
Yeah,
90
exactly.
minutes.
Yeah,
And if I get
yeah,
to
yeah.
see the dance as well,
The
a bit more.
surfing, I won't be doing that.
Chaz, come on. You sure?
Absolutely not.
But no, yeah, amazing, amazing goal. It was just the celebrations as well. I thought it was wonderful. And then disallowed goal from Fulham as well. I was very nervous. I was kicking. I was
I was
like,
nervous until I saw it,
damn.
and I was like, that's off.
Yeah, I think I just at first it was like it was so stuffy how it kind of hit and then went
Yeah,
through, and I was just like, no, come on, give us a chance. But we got it by, was it about a shoulder's length as well?
yeah. But then I think the other one was offside as well. They
Yeah,
didn't look at the second one. I think that one was definitely off. I think that one was more off than the first one. And so I was like, well, we keep looking at that one, which was off anyway. But I was like, if they looked at the second one, I think that was even more offside. So that's why I was kind of like pretty confident.
I feel like we've been due a rub of the green as well, to be honest. So it's nice to actually get that, a little bit as well. So I was delighted when that kind of that didn't happen. And then yeah, Big Ben, as we both love, came on first touch, header at the
Yeah,
post.
to make it 3-0. Yeah.
Ah, what a ball from Ahmad as well.
Yeah, I think obviously we love Big Ben, so we're desperate for him to score loads of goals. So
Yeah,
like I was worried when it was 2-2 that people would look on him like, oh, like he's shit and all this kind of stuff. But he obviously had that. First of all, he got in that position, and at the end of the day, he hit the post. He didn't completely fluff it. And
yeah.
it was his first touch, so you kind of like, well, he's not played a huge amount of football in the last couple of weeks, so obviously I won't say much negative about him anyway. So I'm giving him the benefit of that.
Yeah, I just love his attitude and just even just to come on and get that, he set the tone a little bit for him, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, doesn't take a lot for us to get excited
And
about
you
him.
see his
But
movement and everything, like his overall play and his hold-up play, and like people comparing him to uh Hoyland, and he's just levels above him, just in terms of movement and like
yeah,
everything. He's just so much better. Um,
yeah,
but I think we'll see more of that over the next few weeks as well.
yeah, agreed. His attitude as well, just love it, love it,
Yeah.
and very young, so I'm excited about what can come from him. And then Fulham penalty. Any
Tits up.
complaints? Hmm?
I said it all went tits.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Just a bit of a mad time, but
I don't. I don't. It was annoying because obviously Lemons saved it, so he didn't need to make the challenge because he made the save anyway. But I can't really, even though the ball had gone already, he did nail him. So I kind of see why it was given. I would be annoyed if that wasn't given wasn't given for me as a United fan. It
yeah,
was at the other end, so I kind of think it was probably a fair pen. It seems to be like those pens have been given
yeah.
this year anyway, so it seems pretty consistent. It's not like an outlier. And then the
Was it
pen was really
Schmeichel?
good as well. You can't really stop that one.
Cash just
The only
literally
thing
took
was
his
is that
time.
the little stuttery thing. Apparently, VAR looked at it to see if he stopped. Probably because if they did, they would have been cancelled out. But he didn't stop.
Yeah, I'm not even
Kind of.
sure what the rules are anymore in terms of like
So
when to stop
you're not
and
meant to. As like if you're continuously moving, it's okay. but
Right.
he must have just moved enough for it not to be dodgy. But yeah,
Yeah. Some finish.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
obviously Billy Kevin, like
Wow.
this goal, I was obviously it's annoying. It's a bit like the Rodgers one. I was like, fuck's sake, another absolute worldie. But then we could have stopped it in a sense. Like it was Dallo and Ahmad. I think Ahmad didn't track him inside properly. I can't remember which way around it was, but
I think Agate as well. I don't want to pick on him, but like there is something when Cass goes off. Like as
oh,
much
big
as
time, yeah,
he's a bit of an older man and struggles to get around as much, but Agate just doesn't have that brain as such. And I think from memory, it was like Kevin comes inside and Agate kind of sticks a bit of a leg out as well. But yeah, some finish.
yeah,
To be fair,
yeah. I think in most cases you're like, well, that doesn't really turn into anything.
yeah,
But obviously he's just scored an absolute worldie, so you can't really. Obviously, you can say it's a very very small mistake. May I think it's Ahmad who was at fault more than Nagate, but um,
yeah,
for not tracking him properly. But normally those tiny little mistakes like that wouldn't cost you a goal. And obviously, I don't know. When that way in, you were probably thinking the same thing. At least in, I guess, the kind of Amarin head comes back, and you're like, ah, God, we're going to lose this, or we'll get a draw, which will feel like a loss either way. And it's like we always need to retrain ourselves to think of how we used to think,
yeah.
like we
No,
can still win this.
I was like, first video is going to be ruined by a draw, and I also was a bit
Yeah,
like, how are we at 2-2? That just it
yeah,
just didn't feel right. But yeah, I genuinely had a little saying to myself, and I was like, come on, Carrick, old United, and
yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I said it, and then yeah, what a goal, Big
Oh,
Ben. But first of all, Bruno down the right,
yeah, yeah. He's just ridiculous. Like people,
unbelievable.
I hate the amount of disrespect he gets, considering like how much he gives and how many assists he gets and how many goals he
Yeah,
gets and how many chances he creates in a until the last 3 weeks a rubbish team. Like
yeah,
his numbers are insane. And I saw something on TalkSport the other day and it was like, I'd choose Cole Palmer over him every day right now. It's like how can you
yeah,
possibly do that? And then he was like, I'd choose Foden over him. It's like look at the end product, look what they're producing. Nothing compared to him at all. Like it's
yeah,
insane. Like so obviously I can't I've not got enough praise for him. He's just ridiculous and like he if anyone deserves a big trophy at United, obviously he won the FA Cup, but a league or a Champions League, if anyone deserves it, it's him. Like for the
big
amount of
time.
output he's given in the last couple of years.
And I am sick of not putting him in my fantasy team because I don't want to jinx United players. But
Yeah, I didn't
he's
put him in
such a
either.
no. He's yeah, like you say, he's unbelievable. I think he's just been unlucky just not to be part of a winning Manchester United that much. And like you
Yeah,
said, he deserves more than anyone to get his hands on some more trophies and hopefully with Carrick we can do that with the what was it 10-15 year contract and him
15
sticking
I think he
around
is.
maybe.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right, 15. I
yeah.
like it. I like it. But yeah, main moments and what a way to finish. And I think Carrick said it in his interview as well, but he said sometimes that's better, like all round, because instead of just leaving and going, oh, United won and having that kind
Yeah,
of, which is a nice feeling that we've not really had for ages to be a bit, cocky about winning.
yeah,
You
solid
actually
win.
leave
Yeah,
buzzing, like to be like, wow, like last minute winner. The energy's high again, even though it's not an Arsenal or City win. It still feels like you're flying out of the stadium and getting into the pub. So another good one. Yeah. And then question really, man of the match for you. Who do you think?
I've gone Casemiro just because I think
Casemiro.
obviously the goal, the no look assist, and also the kind of drop off you saw when he went off.
Yeah.
Um, which is a bit of a problem kind of ongoing that he only really does last like 70 minutes ish, particularly when he gets his standard yellow card, which again I think he got again yesterday. So
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, I would say obviously it was close with Bruno, but I went for Casemiro just because I thought he just controlled the midfield with Kobbie and goal and assist. You can't really argue
Yeah.
with
I'm,
it, but you will argue with it. So there you go.
I'm not going to argue. I think there's a few people who could have given it out to. I did go Bruno just because I don't know. Sometimes I think it's just easy to almost just go, oh, Bruno, he's done. more assists, more things, but he's just a magician. And I just, yeah, couldn't see past him. So for me, it was Bruno, just that down the right as well, like the little fake and then
Yeah, yeah,
running down. I think he's deceptively quick when he's like on the ball and stuff as well, because I always have in my mind as being a bit of a slower player, but like the way he gets down there and the early ball in as well, I thought that was perfect and it really set up Šeško to do his little turn and what a
yeah,
finish.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous finish.
All right, we're not agreeing on man of the match, but that's fine. Thoughts on opponent, Fulham, quickly?
I think they're decent. Like,
Yeah.
I think you'll go down as well. Yeah, United beat Fulham, but I think they will beat a lot more teams than they'll lose to. And I think they'll probably
Yeah.
will upset some more of the bigger teams. I think like Villa, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, etc. will probably drop points to them in this half of the season. I think they've shown the like last few games. I think they got like a late draw, a late winner against Chelsea, or a late draw against Liverpool, or something like that. Like they don't give up, and I think
Yeah.
Silva has them kind of drilled really well, and they've got some decent players. So and they've got that Harry Wilson from a free kick perspective. So I think, yeah, I think the result looks like, oh yeah, you beat Fulham, but I think in reality you've beaten it. Well, the 7-4 is for a reason. So I think they're
Yeah.
a
Right.
better team than a lot of people give them credit for.
Couldn't agree more. I think we did well to keep Wilson quiet as well because he's flying, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, super tidy, I thought, and obviously with Jimenez up front as well, he's always a threat. And I think it's fair why there's some hype around Silva. He's obviously been linked to us, hasn't he, as well, because
yeah.
he plays some decent stuff. But I can't even see another Portuguese manager now when we've got Michael at the wheel. So,
No,
but no, good side. Tough game as well. I think it was, to have City and Arsenal was massive. And then everyone was looking at this game, I think, not everyone, but a lot of people were chatting as if it was a banker. And for me,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, of all the teams we could play at home and expect just to get a result, I don't think Fulham was like a given
No,
because
definitely not.
real, like, not just a good team, but a team like kind of in form and playing well as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah,
I thought it
exactly.
was and Carrick said something similar as well. So yeah, I thought we did a really good job. Um, Generally, then I guess pros, lots of things we've spoken about, but what kind of stands out to you as the things you really liked from the game?
I think the one of the main things is that we have a midfield that works at the moment, at
Yeah,
least your starting
agree.
lineup, because
Yeah,
considering obviously you can't play Kobbie and Bruno and everyone together, but it's like, three, which is lots of people have said for a very long time, is you can. And I think Kobbie and Cass have proven that they can play well together. And like, Kobbie yesterday didn't score or get assists or do any worldy through balls or anything like that, but he just keeps everything ticking over and finding that space or getting a foot on the ball when you need to. I think him and he's also allowing Casemiro to maybe do some of those more kind of forward-thinking passes. And obviously Bruno
yeah,
just does Bruno things. So I think the midfield is like I worry when we don't have those three playing um, in that midfield because then Ugarte is not up to it.
it's
So it's like,
levels down, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
obviously very pleased with that. And then now the attack, it feels like it doesn't matter if it's kind of Cunha, Mbomo, Šeško, and whichever of those are playing. I feel pretty confident that they'll get goals between them. It
yeah.
doesn't matter which ones you have in. So if next week Mbomo doesn't start as a striker and Šeško does, I don't think you then go, oh no, where the goals coming from today. I think no matter which ones you have in there, you're expecting goals. And
But
then
back on Kobbie as well, though, I think like what you were saying, he's just like a metronome, and that's what we've
yeah,
been
yeah,
missing. I think just someone who just literally just bop 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 bop, and he's so composed, and I just love
yeah.
watching him play
It
football. And he
reminds
might
me
not
of
always get
someone,
it. Say it.
not you, Michael Carrick.
Ah, what you meant me?
Nah, absolutely not.
I was also thinking Michael Carrick. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
and that role in the team is so underrated, and I think without being disrespectful to Amarin, what a crime that you can't get a player like
yeah.
Kobbie in your team. And one thing his slide tackle, did you see that? He hit someone and a slide tackle, and I literally celebrated it like a goal. And I was like, I don't know where that came from because he's not very Kobbie, but maybe he's been having a little session with Casemiro. And I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
if he can add a few of them to him as well, yes, please. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And then other thing, I think Martinez in defence, having him back, he starts a lot of the attacks, and I think he's because
Yeah.
he's so good on the ball. And obviously people like talk about his height and all this kind of stuff, but I think because he's so aggressive as well, like that kind of covers up for that the shortfalls. Um, but like his
Clever.
progressive passing, his progressive passing's amazing. He's so good on the ball. So like him and Maguire, and like if we're gonna say our weaknesses, it'd still be left back and right back. You'd want
Yeah.
some more established, but they're all playing very well and are very solid. And then Lemons, obviously, so basically the whole team.
Yeah,
In
just go.
goal, like,
Go.
but you can't like he's because you don't have to talk about him is the main thing.
Yeah.
Where obviously last season and the start of the season, you just dreaded any corner, any free kick because they just put on the keeper and one or two of them will flap. So um,
It's
yeah. So
massive.
my positives are the whole team. There you
All 11 and
go.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, just on Martinez as well. Yeah, just him driving out with the ball. I'm loving that little drop of the shoulder and then the run inside, to kind of,
yeah,
instead
yeah,
of passing out wide, he's just like progressing the ball. It's amazing. And yeah, he's just been class. And yeah, on Lamans as well. Just that having someone who just saves the ball is amazing, which is
It
great.
reminds
But
you of
then also,
anyone?
yeah, not you, because he uses
Bloody hell.
he uses his hands and like
Yeah,
you using your feet. But just that, and I don't want to jinx it, touching whatever I can. It's just making the saves that you're wanting to make, the punches that you're wanting to make as well, and just love it. It's just so nice.
yeah,
It's just so, and you can see that defense trust him as well. So for me, that was amazing. I guess while we're at the back as well, Maguire. Yeah, I'll be honest, and you've not seen previous videos of me, because I've not been a massive, I've been a fan, and then I thought it was kind of time for him to move on, and would never give hate to a player. That's not my style, but was ready for him to go. But what a turnaround!
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just the thing with what he's doing for me at the minute is he's just solid, and the bits and pieces, just his headers, just really really adding that kind of experience and maturity at the back that is just for me just brilliant. Like I can't even think about Delict when he comes back. Usually
I
for
was
me
gonna
would be a bit
say,
of
yeah,
a banker, but how do you drop Maguire at the minute? Really?
yeah. But then De Ligt was been so good before he got injured as well. So you're like, okay,
Yeah, he
well,
was. But it's
it's
nice option.
great problem to have. Yeah,
Yeah, Ahmad as well for me. I just what a player. Just his positivity and just the way he's such a old school United player where he's just not afraid to have the ball at his feet and just dribble at people and
yeah,
go at
yeah.
people and in and out, beat them, coming inside, and that shot he had early on as well. I think, yeah, I'm pretty much going through the whole team, but him,
Well,
he
him,
was,
you know, like in the past, like Sancho, Rashford era is like you're just desperate for them to attack and try and get past them, like, past the right back or left back, and
yeah,
he don't like they always used to turn back in and the attack would run out, but he just keeps going at them. And when he does turn back, he does it at the right time.
yeah,
Unlike every time. So yeah, he's so positive.
I like it. I like it. And then for me, players coming on and making a difference. Like, it's, Cunha's done it against City and Arsenal. Šeško's coming on doing that. That's not easy, that, because you need players to come on who not happy to be subs, but kind of sat there like in a social way, being like, right, when I come on, I'm going to make a difference. And that means great management. That means a clear, you're going to make an impact here. And so for that to be hopefully become a theme where some of these players are not throwing the toys out, sat on the bench, but they're coming on, making a difference. Again, credit to Carrick and the staff there to have that. But hopefully that's a theme that we can keep seeing going forward.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Interest of balance? Any like cons or anything you'd like to see improved as we go forward? Obviously, we conceded 2 goals, but what do you think?
Yeah, obviously the goals were annoying to concede, but again, one was a Guilty with a slight mistake before it, and then one was a penalty. Penalties happen. Nothing like really alarmed me in terms of like the total play, in terms of that, oh, we need to stop that. I guess the only thing is that if subs are made in midfield, in the midfield three, I guess if you take out Bruno and put on a Xerxes or something like that, then maybe that'll be okay. But I mean, a Kobbie and a Cass replacement, maybe the concern is that the quality will drop off
Yeah,
with the squad at the moment. But everywhere else, pretty happy. And like you said, like Dello's been playing decent recently, but I'd still
yeah.
probably like to see Mazraoui there at some points. I think he's just a better player. But I'm pretty happy with everyone, to be fair. I don't know about you.
Same, yeah. Well, I raised that point before around Cunha, which seems crazy now after an amazing goal. But if I try and see it, even though it's an improvement, but an amazing positive, like if he's already doing what he's doing, scoring amazing goals, but then imagine if for the 90 minutes he can do even a bit more, like that could be amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's not a negative on Cunha. It's just maybe more generally, can we get him in positions and do things, where he can affect the game even more? So that's just me being greedy, probably. Um, at the start, maybe this was a bit more linked to kind of the 15 minutes, which I thought was cagey. But without Šeško, sometimes we're getting down the wing and then almost like looking up for an option, and
yeah, yeah.
you can't really cross it into Mbumo, can you? That or things like
No,
that.
he's
So
like 5 foot
it's a,
four, isn't
yeah, it's a bit of a mismatch really. Whereas a bit like okay, like obviously it proved that we scored goals yeah, anyway, which is great. But that's just something if we do play Mbumo and don't play Šeško, it's something we obviously have to change the play. And then yeah,
Yeah,
we've whacked lyrical a little bit about the midfield and quite rightly, but I think sometimes, and maybe this is to do with Casemiro's age and mobility, I do think sometimes it's quite easy to cut through us. So like Sander Berger, like good player by the way, like he sometimes would just like gallop through and then start attacks, and it just felt a bit easy to kind of get through us. But that's me clutching at straws really, because I do think that it was a really good performance. But if you can bring in a younger, more
yeah, yeah,
agile kind of number six to kind of really be that enforcer, then that could shore us up even more. But that again, really, really good day, and probably me clutching at straws a little bit there for some improvements, but all around pretty good. Any
yeah.
other kind of thoughts or ideas of what you want to see? So you mentioned maybe Mazraoui coming in, maybe a bit more Big Ben time.
Yeah, I think who we got? We got Spurs next. I don't know what the injuries there. I think Van der Ven's out.
Is he?
I
I'll
think
take
so.
that.
He didn't play against City anyway. So because he's obviously rapid, so maybe Big Ben would be good against them. But again, I'm just got Ben tinted glasses on, so I just think he should start. Um, but yeah, nothing I really like to see any different at the moment, like other than
Yeah.
Mazraoui on the right. Maybe, like I said, if I was going to make changes to the attacking options and I go Ben at the top, then maybe I'd just do you play Brian on the left and drop Cunha, or do you play Brian on the right and drop Ahmad when everyone's playing well? So it's a hard decision to make. But like I said, if any of them play, I'm not going to be annoyed at the starting lineup. So that's a great
Sure.
position to be in.
We'll talk about wider context at the minute as well, but I think, yeah, with Spurs in mind, I think we got to go for them. They're so fragile, and City showed yesterday that if you give them a little bit of hope, then that's where they've got just half a chance. So I would love us to really kind of
Yeah,
go for it against Spurs and start really bright and almost just strangle them, but then keep that going really. But
yeah,
like you say, no really other ideas. But while we touch on that in terms of wider context, Villa lost, City drew. League table, Chaz?
12 points behind.
You're not thinking it, are you?
No, I'm not.
No,
I
no.
am. I'm a little bit, but
I am. Oh, we are
in
idiots.
the back of my head. But no, like if afterward like messed up against Leeds or dropped points, then I would have got excited because there would have been like back to back losses or dropping points. But they're definitely going to win the league because no one is consistent enough to catch them.
No.
And we're too far behind. But I think
Yeah.
genuinely think now we could get second. I think that's realistic now because what
Yeah.
we're like 6 points behind, whatever it is. And Villa and City keep dropping points, and if we can keep this consistency, I'm not expecting us to win every single game, but like if you're winning 5 out of 6 or 7 every for the next set of games, then I think you'll be putting a lot of pressure on those two teams. So if you come second after, or it's fair, coming top 4 at where we were a few weeks back, then you'd have snapped your hand off. So I think
But
I'd
I
be
agree.
very close to that.
Yeah, but obviously Carrick will say, understandably, it's about winning each game and winning. But
Yeah,
why not? Why not set the goal at actually second, which is realistic now, and then obviously instead of it being fourth and maybe then floating underneath, let's go for that.
yeah.
And I think Villa are very catchable, good side and well managed. City obviously aren't. They're so odd, and Guardiola's doing exactly the
Yeah.
opposite as well. So I just think we need to just keep going, and
I think we just keep
anything could
quietly
happen.
going, like just keep ticking off these wins, and
Yeah.
then 21's coming.
He's gotten there
Uh,
again. He's not thinking about the title, and then he is thinking about the title. Thoughts quickly, probably on the people around us: City, Villa, Liverpool, Chelsea.
I think everyone, which is similar to what we probably will be like, I imagine, is that everyone's got points dropped in them. So I don't think you really have to worry about anyone kind of running away with it, other than Arsenal. I don't think it. I think everyone's gonna beat everyone in that sort of pack. So like, obviously Liverpool had a good win the other day, but I still think they're pretty fragile.
Yeah,
And
same.
Chelsea are all over the shop. They obviously beat West Ham, but like, were a bit of a awful first half. So I just think everyone's going to drop points, and I think whoever's the most consistent out of those teams will get that fourth to second spot. But it's just nice to be in a position where we've actually taken a couple of points, like I had Liverpool, for example. But if you said we were going to finish with Liverpool at the start of the season, you'd not see madness. So
I know.
like yeah, I just think it's a great position to be in, to actually be looking down on some of these teams, which is not something we've had the chance to do for a while. We just need to keep at it. And not look back at those games earlier in the season where we did drop stupid points, and just keep doing what we're doing, basically.
Just keep take care in a business. Keep taking care of business, and I think
Yeah.
that's what I'm. I think the rest will happen. Like you say, people are going to drop points, and it all starts with Tottenham. I would love a clean sheet against Tottenham. I think that's one thing
Yeah.
that I'm kind of
I think Solanke might have got
missing.
injured as well. I think I read this morning.
Some goal from
Um,
him, by the way. The old
yeah, exactly.
scorpion kick.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then who's it after that? We got West Ham and Everton. I see. Again, so the next few games, in theory, obviously we've had the hard ones, the last three. So it's like, this is where you've got to kind of show yourself, is that okay, actually you can win the ones where there's less kind of fight in the game naturally against City and Arsenal, and just get yourself up for it. So hopefully Carrick can keep doing that. Um, and yeah, we'll just keep an eye on Arsenal.
For 15 years, as you say.
Yeah.
Right. First video. Let's leave it there. What do you guys think? You're watching. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think about United? What did you like? What do you want to see more of? What do you think about the game against Spurs coming up as well? What do you think about this video as well? Let us know. What did you like? What can we do better? What did you not like? We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Likes and
So please,
comments.
likes and comments, please, and subscribe to our
Upvotes only.
channel. We're still figuring all this out, so I'd love to get your opinions. But I've enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Jess.
Yeah, good fun.
Not bad, is it? Not bad. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And come on United.
Woo.
Cheers. Catch you in the next one. Bye.